Can you hear the excitement in our voices?
Yes. And we are live. At least I think so.
Hooray. Well, at least the bear is back.
Yes.
The bear. It's the bear.
I need him.
And
Oh, I forgot. I need to get my drink. I'll be back.
Alright. Get this out to people. Oh, time for more of this painful journey.
what's the city in the background?
What's that?
What's with the city?
Oh, that's, Seoul, Korea.
Oh. After Theresa destroyed it?
I am back with my drink.
Good. Good.
After turn off your game.
I don't want to.
Raptor.
Aww. It's off.
Thank you.
Okay.
But oh, now I'm getting notification for it. Yeah.
Adding in my usual threat.
Good.
Should we whore out in the Cortex Club as well?
Yes.
Breathing very heavily. Is that you, Manny?
No. Hello, Millie.
Hi,
Hey,
Millie.
Millie. How's it going?
Apologize if I yawned so many times throughout this stream. I spent all day in the sun.
No problem.
What do you think the bear's dancing to?
Whatever you want.
Anything from Spiral.
Of course.
I can't name a specific one because, let me tell you, the DLC, the soundtrack in those games, they slap.
Why, meh,
Huh.
Millie? What's up?
Oh, I'm sorry you're only just having a meh day. I'm gonna threaten them some more.
Hello, Apostrophe.
Uh,
Oh hey,
nice to see you.
yeah. Do you think you like start with the freaking like me sending goons thing? It was funny the first time. It was kind of funny the second time. But at this point, it's just kind of stale.
Yeah, I think it's time we put that to bed.
Pour us out on Cortex Club.
Alright.
I think we're all really tired this Saturday. We're not as lively as we should be.
I'm just waiting for more people to get in here.
Cam said it will be in like a minute.
Yeah, Cam will be in. The father is just willing to die.
But it gets just some more lively. Again, we're like, oh, oh,
Hello,
Oh.
Iguana Boy.
iguana.
Uh,
Oh, oh my God! This chapter, this chapter's long. Jesus Christo.
I mean,
Why it's
how many are there all left, Raptor? Did you say we only have 2?
let's see, there's chapter 27. Oh, actually, we'll read in today. Chapter 26, chapter 27, and was there like a chapter 28?
I don't know.
can't
You have the physical copies. Flip ahead.
Let's see. Da, 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 da. Da, da, da. Oh, yeah, there's. We got 3 chapters left, technically,
Okay.
but still, I don't know about you, but chapter 26 looks so long right now.
I mean, we have. I'm trying to do the math here. I'm already drinking. We have 49 pages left to go, so it can't be that long.
Oh, good
Yeah.
point. I'm much better. Feels much better now, guys. And still, I can't believe it's all coming to an end. Like,
What are we gonna do Thursdays now?
I have no idea.
well,
Like, are we gonna actually have to get lives now?
I do have that freaking dinosaur book I got on Amazon. We could read that,
It's true.
and it's free on Kindle too. So you could buy some copies too.
Nice. We could do that.
Apostrophe, I can't believe y'all have made it this far. If I was you, this would have given me this. I would have given up immediately.
That is
Yeah, we've
that is
thought
true
about it.
apostrophe.
Yeah. Hello, Cameron.
But the
Okay,
thing, but
Cameron
the secret
thinks
is that
Cameron thinks he's Darius might now.
Mysterious.
So do I.
Read movie Bob's book. Oh God, I don't know if there's enough clues in the world.
Honestly, no. I would sooner beat him with books.
right, my dinosaur book has dinosaur people on the cover. I don't know how to like apply into the book, but I'm just saying, it looks epic.
And
Yep,
it's like almost like an end of an era.
it
A
is.
very, very, very long era.
Filled with pain, misery,
I was actually
Theresa.
watching Gargoyles today,
Oh, that's cool.
and I saw an episode where Hudson meets a blind man who's an author, and
Oh, I love that episode.
yeah, and he says, he's looking for a very special book, a magical book, and the author says, "Aren't they all?" I just imagine like giving him a braille copy of Empress Theresa, and just him like sitting there like crying with a drink in his hands, going, "They're not.
No.
They are not."
No,
Oh,
because I think that
no.
guy would be like, "Oh, it's magical, all right, but it's cursed."
It's magical. This is the darkest magic.
Yeah, 'tis cursed.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Billy. Darius still shows up on in Beanhaven too. Just he hasn't been to the streams.
Oh yeah, like we talk to
Yes.
Darius a lot.
Don't read the dinosaur book at 3 a.m. Okay. So Thursday morning, 3 a.m. We're gonna be reading the dinosaur book.
He's gonna be asleep.
we
Except
have,
our UK friends.
we have
There was
to,
this person
we have to
on the
do
stream
it
was like,
to accept apostrophes dare.
there was this person on the stream was like, it's
That's
basically
we
like
just said,
Uguay
"Don't do it."
in the first movie of Kung Fu Panda. He just turns into petals and just disappears.
But Kenzie, the don't is a dare.
Hmm.
Anyway, actually, let me see what's. Yeah, I'm gonna have to put a timestamp for when it starts. Let's get started.
Okay.
So,
I have some friends who are gonna come in and check it out at some point.
nice. So last time we left off with Theresa marching into the city and walking around the people as if they were pets to admire. And I don't know what else to say, so let's just get into it.
Oh, Grandpa is interested in reading the funny dinosaur book. Good.
Chapter 26.
And
An old
let's
English
begin.
An old English poem says there is a Newton or Da Vinci buried in every village graveyard, his genius never revealed by educational opportunities or recognized by other people and himself.
I'm done.
Life is what we think about all day in the search of what we can and should do.
I'm already drowning in pretense.
I was the first to admit I had many advantages. Then looks like 8 spaces, nurturing parents, a free country, an excellent education, and a loving husband. Minus any one of these, I might have turned out differently.
You might have been an actual character with struggles.
Yeah, like we could have actually gotten conflict.
Okay, Kenzie, you get to say this line.
I don't wanna!
Kenzie,
I'll say it.
The sooner you say it, the sooner it'll be over.
I'll say it.
No, I'll say it, Raptor, but I'm gonna be pouting.
Aw.
Alright, how can I say this in the most non-serious, just ironic way possible?
Just say like you're like you know it's not true, but if you say anything otherwise, you'll be shot on the spot by an invisible sniper.
Alright, I'm gonna just say it very spitefully.
Mm.
Theresa is a genius.
President Stinson said at a press conference.
Everybody knows that.
Jesus Christ. I didn't argue the point. What made me different was going after the difficult, and with a little luck, doing it.
With a lot of fucking luck.
After 2 months in North Korea, acting as a head space of state figurehead, while bureaucrats took over the country, I was satisfied that the North Koreans were well on their way to democracy and returned home promising, pointless comma,
Comma.
to come back if I was needed. I left,
Proofreading? What's that?
I left behind thousands of South Korean bureaucrats who helped the North Koreans organize their resources so there wouldn't be a famine or other such problems. Uh, yeah, Cameron says a character that makes mistakes with consequences. Not in this book.
No, never.
The previous central planning economy had to be transformed into a supply and demand economy, which is not easy to do with an entire country. When Russian communism fell, the people suffered for years because there was nobody to take care of them. Oh my god. One of the first things I had done during those 2 months was to invite the German Chancellor to come to North Korea and explain how
Wait,
East and West Germany
German
had reunified
Chancellor?
after the fall of communism.
Yeah, because that seems like a good idea.
Wait, the German Chancellor? Does Theresa friends with Hitler? Uh,
Frau Teresa confirmed? Or no, what was it? Führer Teresa
yes,
confirmed.
Führer Theresa confirmed.
Which chancellor is she talking about? Why would this chancellor know how that went? Okay. I told the people.
Reunifying under the government of the South is the fastest and surest way to democracy and freedom. The South already has everything in place.
People could see the wisdom of that. Of what?
That's not wisdom, you're just telling people what to do.
I just love Billy's response to that. What?
And Millie also said, I want to imagine Barney Stinson as the president.
Haven't been to any of these streams since Theresa made a star-shaped Jew island, but I feel like I've missed literally nothing. You really
Oh, you haven't.
Oh, if you do want like a little small recap, I can give it to you, but it'll be really rambly and disjointed.
Kaiser Wilhelm.
You see, Theresa has taken over North Korea and destroyed the weapons, and
All of
what
the
else
weapons.
happened? Yes, and wait, what else happened? I think she also okay, I forgot what else happened. It's just a blur. But yeah, you like missed nothing.
General Walters, the chairman of Joint Chiefs of Staff, was interviewed. He outlined our meeting in Col period Palin's office. I know that stands for Colonel, but why is it abbreviated now? Why? Every
I don't
other
know.
time.
Because Norman Bouton's carpal tunnel syndrome was acting up when he wrote that. I don't know.
The general said that as soon as I told him my plan to lead South Korean soldiers into the north, he approved it. It reminded him of Gen Douglas MacArthur's occupation of Japan at the end of World War II.
Because I'm sure he was there.
MacArthur was treated like a god by the Japanese. They clung to every word he said.
Christ.
John Walters believed I would have a similar reception. No, do not say what I think it's going to say. In North Korea, go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself, Theresa, because Steve's obviously not doing it. People are basically the same everywhere.
There's that good old Norman Bouton xenophobia we've come to rely on.
He knew I would be another MacArthur. Go fuck yourself. I turned my attention from the very large to the very small. Before the North Korean adventure... Adventure! The adventure!
The adventure time!
Adventure time! We're gonna invade North Korea!
Come on, grab your friends. Will her reign of terror end? Empress Theresa fucks us all up. Please let's end us now. Adventure time. I hope you guys enjoy this stream because once it goes up, it's gonna get immediately copyrighted.
For the North Korean adventure, I bought a large sampling of biology textbooks. Now I had time to read them. I was interested in the human body. Oh my god, why? And how it stayed alive, why it aged, why it got sick, and why it had to die. Now I'm thinking of the dumbest thing I ever heard of.
Apostrophe Music asks, would you rather read this or Twilight? This.
Twilight.
Okay, at least I can say with certainty that I will remember this.
Theresa, stop. You'll cause nuclear war. Although at this point, I think that would be a mercy.
Oh, Guinevere, I was expecting Theresa to punch the border. Why?
Oh, go ahead.
Is it something that you didn't want to read?
No, I thought it was the other comment.
No. I was expecting Theresa to punch the border of South and North Korea so hard that North Korea would sink and South Korea would become a Korea island.
Korea Island.
I mean, not a bad guess.
I mean, she turned, she did turn North Korea, or the capital, into an island, didn't she?
I don't know anymore.
It's like I'm moving at 11 miles into the ocean.
Wait.
I don't know, man.
Where was the capital of North Korea even located? I thought it was in like the mainland or something. Of Korea, that is.
Yeah.
Probably.
So Theresa just like took up a large line out of the island, like a pizza stick.
Oh,
But
man.
then just closed it up.
North Korea.
We're stalling, aren't we?
Yes.
Oh. But that was a German question I had.
What was your question?
Where was the mainland of North Korea located?
We don't know.
I have no idea. Could anything be done to keep it in good health? Yeah, diet and exercise. Proper sleep.
I think you skipped. I think you just stopped at the North Korean adventure.
No.
Oh, well.
I read about, Theresa why she's interested in the human body. Because it reminded me of the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Oh god, she's gonna try to prolong human life, isn't she?
Probably.
What? It's gonna make
people
immortal?
Which would fall in line with the dumbest thing I ever heard.
Yeah. Like, is she gonna try to stop people from dying? Now nobody has to die. Yeah, well that also means that people aren't gonna stop reproducing, bitch, so... What happens when there's no more Earth to occupy everyone?
It's time for eugenics with Theresa.
God.
For my 2 college biology courses, I learned these matters were about cells, DNA, and biochemistry.
Very good, Bhutan.
There was a difference between macro and microbiology.
Very good, Bhutan.
A liver didn't get sick. The cells making up the liver got sick. That means the liver gets sick. The cells are what? The cells are the liver, you jackass. The sick cells may die, but the liver itself might yet recover and become healthy again. This was to be my grand strategy in the world of biology. What?
I just like to imagine
what is
that
your strategy?
I like to imagine Bhutan really thinks he made a breakthrough. Like, try to present this in front of a bunch of doctors and then like, okay, sir, let's get you to this wing over here.
Oh, no.
Can I straight check him?
No, be more like, oh yes, sir, that's a very accurate description of the human body. Now, if you'd please roll up your sleeve, I have this injection to give you.
Eureka! I have made a scientific breakthrough. The body is made of cells.
I know how this ends. It's worse than that. Oh my god.
Oh.
This is not a meme. There's no
What?
room to move. We're in constant agony. Please just let us die. Can't wait for Theresa to get Superman powers and save the day. Theresa would probably just make the Earth bigger. Well, let's find out. After learning something about molecular sizes and shapes, I turned to getting Hal to manipulate molecules one by one. Oh god, no.
Oh no. I'm scared.
Is there just no end to what gray matter, whatever the fuck Hal is, can do?
An atom was mostly empty space. Hal should be able to get his dark matter particles into an atom.
There we go, dark matter.
And push the nucleus around. With the nuclei of atoms arranged in three-dimensional space, the electrons would naturally fall into their proper places to make any kind of molecule.
That's not how shit works.
How many pages do we have to go?
Just keep pushing through.
49 again.
I mean, for this chapter.
Oh. Okay, let's see. It's. Here's something that'll make you guys laugh. This is page 420. Ha 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 ha.
It's not funny anymore. Nothing's funny anymore. It's just pain.
But it's the funny weed number.
It's all pain. It's all pain.
My first experiment was with methyl blue.
Cameron, I've made a breakthrough. The mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. Revolutionary.
This was a histology stain used in microscopy. Microscopy.
What?
It stained collagen and made the collagen stand out for other substances and cells. Without this and many other stains, biologists could not see much in cells under the microscope. I made a three-dimensional model of methyl blue and programmed Hal to find and recognize it. Then I dissolved some of the stain in a glass of water and set Hal to finding the methyl blue and pulling the molecules apart. If he did so, the water should become clear. I fixed Hal on the glass of methyl blue solution and started him on the task of, in the usual way, putting an X on a small strip of mat board. Oh my god. Still with the mat board.
If I ever see mat board in like an Michaels or something, I'm kicking the shit out of it.
Local woman was arrested at New Jersey Hobby Lobby today.
I don't fucking go to Hobby Lobby. Fuck that.
Related to a larger mat board nearby. There were umpteen golly gee. I'm not saying that. I am not saying that.
Say it.
It is not a word. I will not indulge Bhutan.
Say it. They need to know how stupid it is.
I will say it for $5. Theresa killed the dinosaur.
Suck it up! Stack up! I had to read that fucking line by the president, so you can read this.
You could have demanded money.
And you wouldn't have given it to me.
Of course not.
So read it!
Umpteen golly gee trillion.
Thank you, Raptor.
Molecules in the glass, and it might take a long time for Hal to find and pull apart every methyl blue molecule. I left the glass on the kitchen table and went off to do something else. Steve was surfing the internet in the living room.
You boomer.
You guys should read Reaper's Creek by Onision. I am not reading anything by Onision.
No Onision. No
Yeah,
Onision in this Christian household.
Do you think Greg took inspiration from this book? Where's Mike when you need him? Where is Mike? What the hell is he doing? Doesn't he know that I own his life?
No, Jen Struthers does.
No.
She's his wife.
We're not doing that anymore.
It's fine. What?
This fucking line.
Don't drink the glass of blue water on the table.
Yeah, I don't think you had to tell, even though Steve's a moron, I don't think you had to tell him, Teresa. Most people don't look at things that look like cleaning chemicals and think, I'm gonna drink that.
I think Steve would think that because
Steve, yes, you did.
he's stupid.
I warned. It's my methyl blue experiment.
Right.
Wow. What a thrilling conversation with this newly married couple.
They've been married for a while now.
I want to kill myself right now.
Whatever.
Teresa does not love me. Drinks the blue methyl. He dies. The end.
Yeah, I would love for Steve to actually become likable at this point. Like, he just has come to resent Teresa so much that he does the opposite of whatever she tells him.
We couldn't possibly be that blessed.
Mike's at his cousin's wedding. Oh, okay.
Alright, fine. I guess we'll give him a pass for having a life.
Alright, I sat down to do some biology textbook reading. You know what, though? This is still more exciting than Life is Strange 2 with cooking ravioli.
Is it more exciting than Life is Strange? Well, what's like the chronological order of like the latest game? 3? Yeah. Is it the 4th one?
I'll be honest, I couldn't even sit through like the streams over on the Bad Creepypasta channel because the game is just so boring. Like, no one could have made it entertaining.
And actually, I need to correct myself. It wasn't cooking ravioli, it was heating up canned ravioli. You actually had to wait for it to heat up. Fuck. So stupid. Alright.
A while later,
Steve went into the kitchen. He came back holding a blue thing in his hand.
You making a new kind of Jello, Teresa?
He said with an
You can't hide from the media, Teresa.
Life's Strange 2, staring at that heckin' chonker taco. To be honest, not even that big of a fan of ravioli. Prefer regular pasta shells. Fair. He was holding the methyl blue water without the glass. What? If he's holding it, it's not water. It is no longer liquid.
It is now a gelatinous jelly.
Clearly, just Teresa has bent the laws of, I don't know, physics. I don't know.
I drank the Teresa potion at 3 a.m. Oh my god, it was bleached.
It'd be funny if this experiment was just mixing different kinds of shampoos and like cleaning detergents in like a glass jar like a freaking child, because that's what Teresa is.
The blue thing was the Joy-Con for his Nintendo Switch. I took hold of it. It was floppy like Jello. My eyebrows went up. He went back into the kitchen. I plopped the wiggling cylinder of blue into a glass bowl and turned off Hal's task. The blue water Jello turned back to liquid. Kenzie.
What? Oh, I'm sorry. What? It's not the methyl blue.
I said.
I know enough chemistry to know it's not the right kind of molecule to polymerize.
No, you don't.
You know nothing.
Tried with plain water.
Steve suggested. Hello, welcome back, water bottle.
I.
I'm not going to read it out loud, but Iguana Boy said what I was thinking. Not going to lie.
Uh-huh.
Oh no, I'm looking at the drinking game rules, and that's a recipe
And
to
highly
get
guessed.
absolutely blitzed.
Yeah. And I'm the only one drinking.
I
got
beer.
some soda.
Wait, you actually have beer today?
Root beer.
Fuck you.
I got soda. Does that count, right?
Yes.
Yes, Raptor, because you can't drink.
I'm 18 now.
Drink Raptor.
Oh,
you
wait.
live in America.
I don't know what I was thinking.
No, with how many of our guests, of our fans are from the UK, we are able to assimilate their laws.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Shh, go with it.
Okay,
I emptied the bowl of blue water in the sink and filled a new glass full of water. I turned on the Hal Methyl Blue Killer program as before. Killer? Then I lifted the glass, tilted it, and let the cylinder of wiggling water fall on the table. This is just Teresa being amazed by Jello.
I don't know. Wiggling water kind of sounds like a euphemism, but, like... I don't even want to bother. It doesn't matter if there's methyl blue or not. Hal goes in looking for it, and because he's there, the water stays where it is. Do you remember when I was supposed to be dead for 2 weeks?
Yes, we wished it was
Oh.
true.
Yeah, we wish you stayed that way.
I'm drinking red cola. The only drink in my house is beer. And it's the pits. Oh, water bottle's drinking with you.
Yay!
He joked around.
you should have been dead. Also, when did this happen?
No, Raptor, it said he joked around. It's Steve saying she should have been dead. That's not a joke. That's just a statement of fact.
Okay. When did this happen?
This
Sorry.
is deep... Can I? This is deep sleep Hal used to preserve me. We just pushed him... Oh!
No.
I have to, but no one can clip it.
Somebody clip this.
No, don't
Well,
clip
then now
it, please.
I'm not gonna read it.
You know we don't know anyone who can clip things.
I know.
Don't clip it, please.
Do it for Raptor's innocence. Or don't do it for Raptor's innocence, rather.
For anyone who is drinking, we'll give you a moment. Take a big drink right now to get ready for this.
Alright, fine. You can't tell me what to do. He just pushed himself into me and kept everything together. Sounds a bit rude.
Sounds a bit like bum, doesn't it?
Bum.
Hey Teresa, have you seen my tofu sandwiches? Iguana! The fuck?
He's calling Steve a soy boy.
Yeah.
Oh, Steve is kind of a soy boy.
Still, tofu sandwich. Ugh. You should have been dead. We collected all your life insurance. We're in debt for billions.
I should read that in like the freaking Steve voice. Hey Teresa, have you seen my tofu sandwiches?
Oh,
I want to have them while playing the Nintendo Switch and playing Pokemon Sword and Shield Extra Deluxe Edition. You're welcome.
Hey, wanna come over and I'll show you how to make my wiggling water? How the fuck do you clip on YouTube? I don't know. chug the whole beer.
What?
Waterball says, he?
And you just chug the whole beer. Good
Yeah.
job, Lucas.
Ah, Lucas, okay. Okay. So,
You're up, Raptor.
Okay. What was he looking for?
Probably nothing. I don't know how to make him go into something like that, but I can make him go in searching for a molecule that's not there. It makes no difference. What? Do you know what I can do with this? There's
literally
hospital
nothing.
patients who need a life-saving operation, but their condition makes the operation itself kill them. They're inoperable. Sorry, keep belching. I can immobilize them like this while the surgeon operates and save thousands of lives.
What, you're gonna turn them into jello?
No, just their insides.
Oh my god.
Honestly, I have no idea.
Hi everyone, I'm Lucas, lol. Hi, Lucas. I would sound more cheery, but this is just rotting my brain from the inside out.
Normally, we're very friendly people. Except when we're not.
And you get yourself thousands of lawsuits when things go wrong. Hell, the families will hope something goes wrong, so they'll go after you for money.
I doubt that they would rather prefer money over the life of their loved one. You're right. I'd spend the rest of my life in courtrooms. It's a shame. Greed keeps me from saving lives.
Everybody has to die sometime. It's not your job to change that.
Yes, that is right. Now, don't take that as a challenge.
She's gonna turn everyone into lava lamps. We developed a routine of spending a week in New York and a week on West Point. We did have a small circle of friends in the city. No, you didn't. You have no friends.
You just have Steve. And even then, you don't like Steve.
Oh wait, Cameron Connolly says, if you can guess my name, you win nothing. Is it Rumpelstiltskin?
Is it, Roger Waters? No, wait. George Roger Waters. Do I win? Do I get the grand prize of nothing?
We'll find out. New York had plenty of up-and-coming young people our own age. Highly talented people who had already made a name for themselves in the business world in their
Of
mid-20s.
cryptocurrency.
Bullshit.
And being influencers. And being J-Station.
God damn it. They quickly learned that any discussion about what I did with Hal was off limits. This was accepted. Yep. No, you cannot speak ill of the great Empress of the world. No! Everybody dies sometimes, and I took that personally. Steve has said common sense, so I just started blasting. Steve isn't so much a friend as much as he's an orbiter. Raptor wins, that is my name! Raptor wins nothing, hooray!
Yay! I get nothing. It's a happy day.
Alright, for the North Korea adventure, I programmed Hal to find things. However, with my black and white vision, I could only find things myself at a tremendous speed. Having a general idea of where to look, I could find an archaeological treasure in minutes that would take an archaeologist years to find. I found some things in my spare time. They would blow people's socks off. One day, while I was programming Hal to find weapons, Steve walked into a yeshiva, I'm guessing. University Jewish Studies Department with a large cardboard box. He put it on a table. Professors quickly filled the room.
Wow, a box!
Wow! It's a box!
They ran in to argue over who got to play with it and use it as a fort first. Steve had
They
previous.
just rise up and it's like they're wearing the cowboys and Indian hats. It's fucking Ross and Joey from Friends.
That was a great episode. Steve had previously separated the sides of the box and taped them together. Now he slit the tape to let the sides fall and expose what made the professors hold their breath. It was a scroll, obviously very old and crumbling. It was still in fair shape. No, it's not! You said it's crumbling!
Contradiction? What's that?
What's this? What is this, gentleman?
It's a scroll!
Asked,
Very good, gentlemen. You get a gold star.
asked Steve. The scholars examined the treasure for an hour while Steve wandered around the campus. He doesn't even wait for a reply. He's just like, I'm just gonna go wander off now.
I'm gonna go and steal some of the artifacts for to fund my my addiction to OnlyFans because
Why
I
would he
am a
stick around
simp.
and look at? Why would he stick around and wait when there's so many people he can treat like zoo animals?
Somebody put a fucking bell on him or something.
Steve's a fucking cat.
Someone can do something special with no difficulty, then eventually people become desensitized to it. My front door doesn't close, it's still in fine condition. These friends references give me life. Excellent. Alright,
Thank you.
He returned and they gave him their assessment. It's an ancient Hebrew copy of Leviticus. The script makes us believe it dates from the Babylonian captivity period. That would make it the oldest document ever found. I'm sorry, that would make it the oldest document ever found.
What about the
Reading? What's that?
wait? What about the freaking the stories of Gilgamesh? Don't they count as documents? I mean, they are literature.
Raptor, you have to remember who's writing this.
Oh.
It's that moment where it's like, oh, right.
And there is a big difference between like documents and like mythical literature, you know.
But it's like that moment where it's like, oh, right, that's what we're doing with our lives right now.
I mean,
Hello,
Yep.
Mr. Hello, Mr. Shadier. Why would they
Hey,
run away
Shadier.
when there's so many people to treat like zoo animals? 10 out of 10 best intro.
Oh, we love every time you come in, Shadier.
still, what like the freaking wooden stone slabs count as like documents?
Sometimes I
I
like
mean,
to think Mr. Shadier's here from the beginning, but just waits until like he gets to a really good quote and is like, "I'm here now."
Naturally.
Perhaps.
But anyway, yes. I still wanted to so wouldn't stone slabs count as documents? I mean, they're not on paper, but they probably still have some important information about the culture.
True.
Read Iguana Boy's comment.
Teresa, here's my phone for you to check through, but don't
No,
worry.
no, wait, hang on. I shall read it because it's Steve, and this will be my moment of shine with him again.
Doctor, you really don't want to read this.
I want to.
Alright.
Teresa, here's my phone for you to check. But don't worry. I'm sorry, Teresa. Here's my phone for you to check through. But don't worry, Queen. I haven't talked to any other women. I even canceled my tier 3 subscriptions to Nicolol and Pokimane. Said Steve. Thank you.
Steve.
Okay, my brain is now melting out my ears. As I had to hear both those non-names in the same sentence. Alright.
If we say him 3 times, we might summon him.
Anyway, that would make it the oldest document ever found. Where did you get this? Steve only smiled and said,
Theresa will want it back sometime.
he walked out.
Questions, you dickhead!
Oh
Wait,
my
so-
god. I can't believe
Does that mean
I'm about
Theresa
to
like
read
faked the
this.
document? Did Theresa like fake a document?
No, she legitimately found it using her, as she calls it, black and white powers or some bullshit. Like, that's still, just because, like, she can, like, look anywhere in the world, doesn't mean she can find these things in seconds when she doesn't even know where to look.
Oh god, here we go.
Oh, good luck reading this!
The Jewish world went nuts.
Jewish world!
Look at this freaking wall of text.
They have their own planet now!
Darkness, my old friend.
Why are we still here?
No, well, there's
Let's just
also
sit here.
the treaty between the Hittites and the Pharaohs. Oh, that's cool. Need to read that still just because I've heard slaps in the beginning supports that. I really don't, honestly. I'm just that lucky. So Teresa's an e-girl. I mean, give it time. If they can't
Hey
verify its
everybody, and
origin,
welcome back to my channel.
if they can't verify its origin, they can't keep it as evidence of anything. It's as useful as dirt. Fair. Talked about
Yes,
this, no
Lucas, we
common
talked about
sense.
this, no common sense.
I'm sorry, what? The what world? Oh, you heard that correctly, Lucas. The Jewish world.
They have their own planet now. She first gave them an island, now she gave them their own planet.
Alright. The big question was whether I had more scrolls. Various Jewish organizations went on television asking for more information. We didn't give any because we're fucking degenerate assholes. But what Steve did next was a strong hint.
Can't you just be straightforward with people?
Of course
I guess not.
because they're narcissists. He bought a failed supermarket 5 miles north of NYC. Just
As you do.
ugh. And had contractors putting climate control equipment to control the temperature and humidity. You mean air conditioning!
You'd think.
The equipment could keep the temperature at 40 degrees and the humidity at near zero. Okay, so they put in air conditioning and a dehumidifier. I'm not joking, guys. This is literally the next statement. Hint, hint, hint. This was written by a 10-year-old.
No, even worse, it was written by a man well into his retirement.
Then, without waiting for building code approvals, just admitting to breaking the law. As if anybody would have the nerve to stop something the world Empress wanted.
I don't have the energy anymore to, like, vitriolically hiss whenever she calls herself that.
What
I
is she?
don't blame you.
I'm so scared right now. What is she planning? What does
It's
she
okay,
want?
Raptor, it's okay, we're here. We're in this together.
Climate and humidity equipment when you run out of words and have to make a word count minimum. Teresa launched the Jew Island into space.
Yes.
We like teasing people with their culture they're desperately trying to find more of.
Theresa, look at this funny meme I found on Reddit. Isn't that a Chonko rabbit so funny?
He's a beer redditor.
Okay.
Naturally, Steve is everything that's soy. He's a Redditor, a Nintendo Switch user. His diet is so composed of soy that his blood at this point is just a soy blood substitute. in his testosterone count is as big as my love life. 0.
Damn. Steve had construction crews build an impenetrable concrete wall around the building. Concrete is not impenetrable.
Lol, impenetrable.
Ha, I get it. I get jokes. The concrete wall went 10 feet higher than the building's roof. It had watchtowers. There was a large opening in the wall in the front of the building, and a 20-foot wide sideways rolling door was put in the building. Everything was ready except me. Oh my god. I was in North Korea, making sure democracy had a fair chance to get started there. This is just...
I'm beating everybody to death who didn't agree with what I was saying.
Once back in the US, I settled in for a few weeks to get something done, and then it was time for the grand opening of Steve's supermarket building. He called Prime Minister Scherzer and invited him to New York to update me on the development of the new Jewish island. We could hear Scherzer laughing. There was no way I could be interested in the island's development beyond what I saw on the local news every day, and Scherzer could update me in a 5-minute phone call. He came to New York. Scherzer was driven in a limousine from his hotel to the walled-off supermarket building. Steve and I had arrived in our own limousine and greeted him.
I can't be the only one who thinks this is some sort of concentration camp.
I wasn't gonna say it, but
Did I just fuck Did I just fuck the channel again?
no. I think my brain has left my body.
What happened?
And not like saying like, you know, I'm having an out of body experience. I think my physical brain has left my body. Yep, there's a trail of blood coming from the back of my skull, going across the
Just
floor.
jam. Don't worry, Manny.
Oh boy, that must be a strawberry.
Your brain's delicious.
A large group of people, probably most of them Jewish, were in the parking lot. Steve announced that only 200 could be let in at a time, but everybody would be accommodated by day's end. Prime Minister Scherzer walked alongside us through the gap in the concrete wall and through the wide rolling door of the supermarket building. Excuse me. Ugh. Tension was at a peak. What did I have in store for them? Honestly,
Tell us.
I don't care anymore. We walked up to a glass wall that protected the climate inside. The light was dim, and it took a minute for the eyes to get used to it. Inside the climate-protected area were thousands and thousands of ancient scrolls, mostly in large earthen jars, but some scattered on the floor as I'd found them.
What a fucking good D-twist it did. Displaying these rare and valuable scrolls in a freaking remodeled supermarket. How I can't even find the words.
Yeah, you dropped half of them in a lobster tank.
Yeah.
The spectators cheered with tremendous enthusiasm. Some were crying. Their history, secrets of the early Hebrews, were now before them.
Secrets of the early Hebrews.
People walked up to hug me.
But I beat them back. How dare they try to touch me?
The potential wealth of information in these scrolls was staggering to imagine. Besides scriptural books lost for millennia, there was sure to be reams of historical information. What did Moses do while a young man in Egypt? Oh my god. He was a prince. He was a freaking... Was he in love
Brief,
with...
Manny.
Was he in love with Pharaoh Seti's daughter? Probably. Who cares? Where did the story of the flood come from? The Bible! How long was a cubit? I'm sure someone knows that. What happened to Enoch? Which one? There were 3 Enochs.
An ancient cubit, an ancient measure of length, approximately equal to the length of a forearm. It was typically about 18 inches or 44 centimeters. That literally just took 5 seconds.
Thank you.
Uh,
Billy just spamming the emoji there. No! Secrets of Ancient Hebrews. Is that the new Legend of the Hidden Temple? The defeated signs make this so much better. I'm glad you're enjoying that, Lucas.
Yeah, they're real.
Uh,
They're real.
we're in pain right now. We feel not good. And I'm losing cohesion as we speak throughout the series. In fact, did I even ever have cohesion? I feel like I never had cohesion.
okay, where was the Red Sea parted? Who cares?
Who cares?
Where did Cain find a wife? Oh my god.
There, where everyone else got their wives back then.
Eve.
Who was the Queen
Well,
of Sheba?
well, products of incest according to the Bible. Epic.
Let's not try to.
Cameron, I need a minute, Jesus.
The epic is sarcasm. I know that's not good.
You just brought up Jesus. That's a no-no when we're talking about the Jews.
Oh god.
Still, how do
Guys,
we
how
know
are you holding up?
Still, how do we know this even has like freaking information on those subjects? They're probably just like older translations of like the standard Bible. What's special about them?
Don't say Jesus, you'll give her ideas. Where was the Red Sea
I'm
part?
going to find the body of Jesus Christ.
Yeah, you know, you'd think, like with Bhutan being such a... I mean, he says he's such a devout Christian, you'd think he'd want to put in something like that.
You know, being Joan of Arc's #1 fanboy, she'll probably, like, I don't know, try to find her remains. This is proof she was not burned at the stake.
Yeah, the story was mistranslated. It said she accidentally burned her steak. Most of these
Don't worry, it was still delicious.
Most of these videos are irrelevant or already answered exactly.
Yes.
I'm glad we have you here to give us the details, though, Millie. And us that you're here in general, of course. The Bible
We
has
value
hundreds
you,
of
Millie.
books, but the church only made a few canon. Yeah. The possibilities were endless. Where did you find this? Schertzerax Steve.
So you're just gonna give him another bullshit cryptic answer?
I guess.
Well, I mean, to be fair, he is being straightforward with his answer.
That's is a Theresa secret. Fuck, I must word that. That is a secret Theresa will take to the grave. She won't even tell me, and I'm a simp.
You know what? No, I like the first version better. That's a Theresa secret, and she'll take it to the grave. Like a Theresa secret, capitalized, trademarked.
Yeah.
After this, y'all have to read the entire Bible. Oh god. Honestly, I think that we could do that quicker than we read this.
I don't want to read the Bible. The Bible's long, and it's boring.
Oh, there are some good parts.
Revelations is okay, I guess.
Schertzer smiled. He'd already guessed where the treasure came from. The yeshiva professor said the scroll Steve showed them was from the Babylonian captivity period. Babylon was in Iraq. That had to be where the scrolls came from, unless I found them under the dome of the rock or some such politically sensitive place that could start a war. Yeah, because you're so adverse to doing that. Where did you find these priceless artifacts of our culture? Wouldn't you like to know, Weather Boy? Steve followed up.
Everything is exactly as Theresa found it. There's nothing left at the site. What you see is what you get.
That's a lot.
Theresa presents these scrolls to the Jewish nation under your personal care, sir. Good luck trying to keep everybody happy.
It can't be done.
What?
We're guessing you'll take them to the island when appropriate facilities are in place.
That's what we'll do. He's just fucking...
God, this is riveting dialogue, isn't it?
Yep. Just him blandly confirming everything Steve says.
You'll win the lottery in the tourist business.
And now it changes tenses. Steve has another surprise.
Yay.
Uh,
By the way, Mr. Schutzer,
Said Steve.
Theresa found 8, count 'em, 8 Egyptian burial sites near, but not in, the Valley of the Kings. They're full of treasure, and looters have never found them. Egypt will have to build a new museum the size of the Louvre to display everything. Why is it pronounced Louvre if there's an R?
Cause it's French.
Oh, freaking French and the freaking weird ass language.
Oh, Raptor.
Well, anyway, here are the directions.
The directions! Like he's going down the road. I want y'all to read the Bible because I want to see you lose your mind at all the names of the fathers and sons. I know all about those. He pulled a wad
I
of
could.
paper. He pulled a wad of papers out of his pocket and gave them to Schertzer. Not gonna say anything. Baguette speech. Schertzer looked through the papers. He wondered why they were all sticky. They had diagrams of the complex burial sites with hidden entrances carefully pointed out. He swooned at these revelations. Egypt will go mad, he said. The Hebrew scrolls called the greatest The Hebrew scrolls were called the greatest archaeological find in history, outdoing the discovery of King Tut's tomb, while it provided interesting objects to look at, only provided a few pages of writing, all of it about Tut himself. That's what they wanted to know about.
Yeah, like, what else were you expecting? The whole point of burying Egyptian pharaohs is to preserve their legacy.
Yep. Raptor is my favorite. Oh. Gee. Thanks, Lucas. Just shit all over Kenzie and me.
Yay, I have a fan.
Jeez, Lucas, why don't you just date him?
I like Lucas.
Raptor, you have a simp.
Good.
Why does Raptor's thing in the picture look like a 90s character? I like it, but it's weird. Like, we just got on the idea that Raptor was a velociraptor, like, dressed as a typical, like, 90s teenager.
Yes, because you see, I like the 90s, and I'm a dinosaur.
The scrolls I found, if they contain new stories about the Hebrews, could inspire dozens of movies, hundreds of books, and thousands of paintings to look at. Yeah, you don't even think about the historical significance of it. Just movies, books, paintings. Fuck off.
All of which would
look at
be
those pretty
royalties given to
people.
me.
Look at the pretty pictures. They're so pretty.
Yeah, you seemed like really someone who appreciates art, Teresa, after you shat all over the Mona Lisa.
You
The Mona
guys
Lisa has no pretty colors.
you guys are pretty cool too, but Raptor, smug emoji. Even the fabulous Egyptian treasures I found couldn't match that. Could I ever top finding the scrolls? I'd give it a try. Oh, piss off, Teresa. That's not really true. Also, Howard Carter wasn't even an archaeologist when he was beginning the tomb hunt. Well, that's interesting.
Possibly music says, yo, Raptor low-key got the drift, the red hat is straight swag.
Thank you. I am indeed very swag.
A week later.
You can't. Yeah, never mind. You saying?
Oh, Billy says we learned a lot more than Tut's life too. My favorite crew member is the dancing bear. I mean, he's my favorite.
What's the dancing bear's name?
Milk Mocha Bear.
We could give him a cooler name.
Marty.
I've just been calling him Mocha.
Marty the Milk Mocha Bear.
I like Marty.
Marty's
Alright, I
the
like
best.
Marty.
Because he's pretty fly, or I guess you could say Marty is pretty McFly.
Shut up!
Got him. Alright, a week later,
again.
Steve and I boarded a billionaire's yacht to go to England. Oh, fuck yourself. We checked into a London hotel. England is my city. Word leaked out.
How dare you reference that?
I referenced that earlier in Cobe's stream.
I had to leave early.
Oh. McFly, the band? No, Marty McFly, Back to the Future. Yo, Punch Out with you. Oh yeah, I never went to Punch Out for whatever it was that I said in the stream.
Well, now as good as opportunity as any.
Yeah. He was originally employed as a sketch artist because his dad knew his son was a nerd and he had connections with some archaeologists working in the valley. Interesting. His dad knew his son was a nerd. Alright, hold on. Already made Doge ×2. Alright,
There, you've repented.
Word leaked out that I had asked Professor Pierre Labarre, a middle-aged scholar from the Sorbonne, to stay in our hotel. Yes, Raptor.
French? Is that a French person I see?
Yes.
Ew, disgusting. I can't believe there's another French in Empress Theresa. Truly disgusting. 0 out of 10.
Labarre knew Latin, Old English, and Old French, as well as all the history of the period.
Nerd. What a nerd.
What he didn't know was why I asked him to come to London. It drove everybody crazy. Labarre was entering his twilight years and had never done anything worth remembering outside the little circle of his fellow professors. But in London, I might have something for him to do that would win his place in history. His emotions can be imagined.
You self-important cunt.
I think I'm getting constipated from this.
Oh.
What, you've never heard that word?
Well, just... Why'd you share that?
Constipated. A mental block from that happens as a result from dealing with too many cunts.
Oh.
Oh my god.
Oh, stealth pun
Go
right
again to
there.
pun jail.
Oh, okay, but let's just get through this part, please.
All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna beat you with an orc.
I just want to get through this. And I wasn't even making a pun. I was just saying get through this.
He promised to let me announce the find. Speculation was that I was looking for William the Conqueror. He was a Frenchman, the Duke of Normandy, France.
But he's dead. He's freaking dead. Why are you looking for him?
I don't know. Wait. The Duke of Normandy, France. Yeah, as opposed to all the other Normandies who conquered England in the Battle of Hastings. 400 years later, his tomb in France was disturbed, and his remains scattered and lost except for one leg bone. He had been King of England. Was it possible his bones were brought to England? Had I found William the Conqueror? Jesus Christ.
Oh!
And who cares about the freaking bone? That bone was probably a loser. The bone was probably the reason why he died, because he may have gotten bone cancer or bonitis of the bones.
That does it, Punjail. I applaud you for that one. Thank you. There was
Stop
also
encouraging him.
There's also the possibility I'd found King Arthur.
Oh,
He was mostly a legend, but there was evidence that some tribal chief had organized the tribes into a primitive nation with himself as king.
primitive, tribal. Wasn't King Arthur from like the freaking medieval times?
Something like that. God, I'm so angry right now. If Arthur had existed, somebody in the Middle Ages would have known about him.
Wait, so it is in the Middle Ages. There weren't any tribes in the Middle Ages. There were towns and kingdoms and stuff, but what the fuck ever.
If Arthur had existed, somebody in the Middle and Labara's specialty made sense. Also, people moved across the English Channel all the time. In fact, King Arthur organized the tribes to fight off the invading Saxons. Who better to know how to fight invaders from the continent than somebody who was himself from the continent? Arthur's name was thought to be derived from the Celtic words meaning bear man.
Alright, that's a sweet little factoid.
The Celts came from France and other parts of the continent. Arthur might have been French. People speculated I had proof. Had I found King Arthur, you already went over this! Steve made some arrangements in the next several days. Then he called Prime Minister Blair and asked him to invite the French president and 500 Frenchmen to England. not even like French, like dignitaries, just 500 Frenchmen, just random people. A medieval professor can't help you with King Arthur. He was a pre-Anglo-Saxon king. That's what I thought.
Oh, then never mind then.
And I love Cameron's comment here. You French people.
Accurate.
I hope Theresa gets Excalibur and then fights the Bear Man in an epic final battle. Blair was invited to join the fun. How kind of you to allow the Prime Minister to attend.
No fun is being had. No fun is being had.
True suffering is not known. The time arrived. We boarded 20 buses and all went to a very old church on the eastern edge of Middle Ages London. It's not Middle Ages London anymore. It was Middle Ages London when in the Middle Ages.
We went inside.
England would never let 500 French people in.
We went inside.
We went inside. It was a medium-sized church with seating for only 500. The church pastor came up and Steve gave... You could just say pastor. Steve gave him a check for $10 million. Then Steve walked to the other side door and brought in a group of men with boxes of heavy-duty military ear protectors. I don't like where this is going. These were the ones that covered your head, neck, and most of the face to keep all noise out. They made you look like an alien from outer space. Next, he called in construction workers with jackhammer equipment. You mean jackhammers! Long rubber hoses from air compressors outside the church led through the side door to the jackhammers near the altar. We all put on our ear protectors. I pointed to a spot a few feet in front of the altar, and the construction crew went to work. It was a weird sight. The jackhammers tore into the floor while everybody in the church wore alien ear protectors. Alien ear protectors. Because of the 190 decibel noise, workers gathered the debris and hauled it away. An 8-foot wide section of the stone block on brick floor was removed. Then, workers with shovels dug up the dirt. Everybody shed their ear protectors. One of the workers hit something. Steve directed the workers to remove dirt around the object. Then he took over. Why? What can he do? He jumped in the hole and felt around until he found the object. He lifted a cubic foot box made of bronze. He placed it on the floor for a moment, crawled out of the hole, and placed the box on a small table which a worker had set nearby as planned. The French president, anticipating an important event, had chosen 500 French people with tremendous enthusiasm and patriotism for France. Steve
Imagine freaking. Imagine a freaking French.
Imagine being patriotic for France. Couldn't be me.
Yeah, thank you. I want to make that joke, but I'm too tired.
Manny, are you typing?
Yes. I'm sorry, Raptor, but I had to.
I don't mind. It's better than this.
Alright, where were we? They would cheer a French victory in an obscure soccer game. How would they react?
Imagine French victory.
How would they react to the recovery of an important historical French hero? It's not a French hero. All eyes were on the box. Hearts stopped. Okay, you killed people. Breaths were held. Steve looked at the entrance of the church.
Gentlemen, please.
20 London police officers had been standing near the entrance. They moved forward down the aisle and divided into two groups standing on either side of us to let the crowd see the proceedings. This crowd might turn into a rioting mob when they saw what I hoped was in the box. I took over. I removed the lid of the box, looked around inside, and pulled out a book with a wood binding. There were papers inside. Yet you said it was a book!
Imagine that. Monsieur Lebar.
I called. Lebar walked up to inspect the papers. This was his claim to a place in history, and he was already emotional. He examined the papers and looked up at me with astonishment. Tears were streaming down his face as he checked the papers again. Finally, he pointed out...
Let me be the French guy. Let me be the French guy.
Right.
Please.
No.
Papers to me and whispered,
Oui, si Satan pas de chance d'autre.
I wrap my arms around
You up,
Steve's neck.
are we?
What?
Keeping you awake, are we?
Yes. I wrap my arms around Steve's neck and bury my face in his chest. Can you blame me for a moment of fragility? Yes. I've been through so many emotional roller coasters. A person gets tired. Courage is not about how you emote, but how you overcome. Shut the fuck up. That has nothing to do with this.
How much longer until this is over?
I don't know.
Oh my god, there's so much left!
I don't know.
That's what I was talking about.
I don't know if it's hilarious or painful how quickly the story is draining everyone's mentality. William was not a French hero. He was literally disowned by France. They didn't even consider Normandy as French because Normandy was colonized by Vikings. Lavar, true to his promise, left the announcement to me. After getting myself together, I reached into the box and pulled out a cloth bag about 10 inches long and 8 inches wide, presumably made of wool, and tied with a string. I undid the string and pulled out a handful of perfectly preserved black hair. At the sight,
Ew.
Labar broke into and cried like a little girl.
Wait. This is how the French cry. I need my comfort cheese.
What the fuck?
Did you just say I need my comfort cheese?
Yes, and I need my comfort cheese.
Oh my god.
You don't think it's funny?
I think it's fucking hilarious.
I don't
Okay.
have energy to laugh anymore. What is laugh?
Oh.
I carefully put the hair back in the bag, tied it off, and put the bag in the box to prevent somebody from stealing it. I lifted a skull and lower jawbone out of the box. All the teeth were present, and I easily fit the skull to the jawbone. I held the head.
Jawbone's connected to this. I'm sorry.
I held the head high to let the crowd see and made the announcement.
Oh my god. Oh my fucking
God!
Oh no! We were right!
Take it away, Kenzie.
Oh! I present to the people of France Saint Joan of Arc.
There you go.
Fuck.
We called it.
Fucking hell.
We were
Wow.
joking!
Oh my god. There was total bedlam in the church. I couldn't keep track of what every person in a crowd of 500 was doing and can't describe the reactions. Use your imagination. Shut the fuck up,
Your
man.
job!
To describe it,
Envision
Bhutan. Please be a good fucking awful Bhutan.
Wait, Cameron. What is laugh? Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more. No,
Shut up,
no.
Cameron.
Why is she in London? That's what I'm thinking, Millie. Oh my god.
Because Bhutan doesn't believe she was burnt at the stake. Well, first of all, there is no definitive proof that Joan of Arc was a person and this is not just a legend. Same thing with Mulan. Second,
No.
Bhutan doesn't believe that Joan of Arc was burnt at the stake. For some reason.
I'm sorry, Millie.
Because I guess he wants her to have like a better weapon. I guess.
I don't know. Was she not considering? Okay, Joan was the greatest hero of France.
Yeah.
She set up 600 years of history as we know it.
Uh-huh.
Without Joan, there was no independent France, no European nations interactions as we know them, no Christopher Columbus. What?
Wasn't Christopher Columbus freaking Italian?
Yes, he was Italian! No new world is... She was executed in Burgundy at the other side of the sea. They'd never bring her body to London. Mulan was real. You take that back. No one else would be a man worth fighting for.
I get it. I get the reference.
Oh,
Thank you
God.
for the funny.
Poor Millie.
Millie, breathe. Have a snack. Have
No
some
New
milk.
World as we know it, and no United States of America. No.
Uh-huh.
All wrong. Something else would be on the North American continent and probably not as good.
Uh-huh.
It's funny because Norman Bhutan probably hates Native Americans.
There are thousands of saints, but did any of them... There are thousands of saints, but did any of them change history like Joan? Forget it. Churchill said, Joan is a being so uplifted from the ordinary run of mankind that she finds no equal in 1,000 years. Mark Twain said, in the history of human intellect, nothing approaches this. Joan of Arc stands alone. No,
It's... Please stop simping, Norman. I want... please, Norman. Please.
The church was in danger of floating away in the sea of tears from the French people. I had done them...
Why are they crying?
Wait, I had done them something wonderful. The crowd rushed forward.
You know what I'm thinking right now? This freaking one scene from the Donkey Kong Country cartoon where the freaking witch ape, the Kong, thinks he's dying and wants to do something to be remembered by, and there's like a freaking imaginary sequence where it's basically his funeral and all the freaking Kongs are breaking down and crying like crazy, and it looks all super weird because of the bad motion capture and the freaking voice acting. That's what I'm thinking about right now. It helps that the Donkey Kong Country cartoon was made in France.
I'm thinking that a bottle of gasoline and dumping it on me and then lighting a match would be a good idea right now.
Save some gas for me, though.
Millie says, you lose credibility if you reference Columbus as a positive figure, Theresa. There was no credibility to begin with, Millie.
The crowd rushed forward, but Steve, Blair, the French president, and the police kept them from disturbing me while I held Joan. You're not holding her, you're holding her fucking skull! When the hysteria died down, I placed Joan's skull on the table and walked away from it. Now the people could approach me to express their profound gratitude. I was crushed in their embraces. I wish that was literal. The police surrounded the table after I moved away from it. Steve kept his eye on them. What the fuck?
Get away from my freaking girl, you fucking hoses. She's my girl.
After watching this joyful scene for a while, Blair and the French president walked up to Steve. Blair said,
This is a trick that would confound Houdini! How did Theresa do it?
What confound Houdini?
I want to win that! Oh no! Oh. Hang on, I need a drink.
Oh my god. Is what you're about to read implying what I think it is?
Hang on.
Who's reading?
It's me now.
Yeah, this is Steve.
Oh my fucking god. This can't be happening. Hang on, I kind
Our
of
condolences, Raptor.
Theresa was born on May 8th, the day Jones relieved the siege of Orleans and saved France. She's always been interested in Joan, like the author. The records say that the English killed Joan and were in France. I don't know how it's actually pronounced. And dumped her remains in the Seine River. I don't care how that's pronounced either. Theresa didn't believe it. Wouldn't you save a souvenir of the greatest person of the age? The records say the English were sorry they killed Joan before the fire died out. One of them said, "We are lost, for we have burned the saint." Would they have dumped Joan in the river? Theresa didn't believe it. She searched all the old buildings in Rome, but found nothing. Then she suspected some Englishmen brought Joan to England. She searched the old buildings of London and voila!
So
God.
she made those assumptions based on nothing, and it just happened to be true. Well, even France mistreated Joan. She was dismissed and forgotten after her death, left in shame until the French revolutionaries rebranded her. Yeah, that's why I was gonna say, wasn't she made a saint posthumously?
Yep.
Yeah, isn't that like that the point of like martyrs?
Yeah.
They die for a cause. They're considered like worthless in their age, but when the cause becomes like accepted, then they become the saint.
Yeah.
Or at least that's how some martyrs work.
Yeah, they don't say where, sorry. They literally thought she was a heretic, the opposite to a saint. Yeah. Blair asked.
How did she know it was Joan? She could see the Quano fissures was still open, like a young person, and the front teeth were oval, like a woman. What other young female?
What? I'm sorry, what? The teeth were oval like a woman? What?
Oval teeth!
Wait. Oval teeth? Ovaltine? This is a crummy commercial?
No one
Okay.
acknowledged that. Anyway.
Anyway, what other young female would be burned this way 600 years ago, except Joan of Arc?
That's a stretch.
She risked an embarrassing situation. It might have been forgotten. Well, no, wait. It might have been a forgotten lord's daughter.
And what proof do you have that it's not?
Yeah,
It's
but
worse.
Yeah, but if she dug it out with enough the Hebrew scrolls.
Man, you just
Yeah,
do it.
I don't feel like forcing another Frenchman.
Magnifique, monsieur, said the French president,
It was brilliant!
said Blair.
Absolutely brilliant!
It's worse than Ovaltine. Damn it, you beat me to it. Ha! Ninja'd. There were week-long celebrations in France. Church bells rang day and night. Crowds filled the streets. Joan was coming home. What?
Calling her that like you're fucking buddies.
It's like people who like talk about like celebrities. They like when I worked at a Best Buy, like some lady and her daughter came in asking about the new Taylor Swift album. She's like, "Oh yeah, we love Taylor." Like talking like she knew her personally.
We need a new image to symbolize our figure mental state right now. And I know what that image shall be.
Cool. The hair was Joan's. As a final humiliation, a prisoner's hair was cut off before he went to the stake. The French people gave me a small sample of it. I promised to build a St. Joan of Arc cathedral somewhere in America to preserve my small hair sample forever, and maybe a long overdue gigantic Joan of Arc university the size of a small city. I'm gonna leave for a second just to recalibrate. I'll be back. I just need to take your time, Cam. It's okay. I wish she'd stop hanging out with Blair. Yeah.
Okay, I posted it. Put that up on this on the stream.
No.
I lost track. Where are we at?
That would cost 1 month's worth of my oil revenues. I could give it an endowment 10 times that of all the Ivy League schools combined.
Lol and Dow.
I could do anything. Maybe I'd raise the needed land off the coast of New York, Maryland, Virginia, or some desirable location with a land bridge leading to it. Go fuck yourself.
I don't.
The saint responsible for the existence of the United States as we know it today, but not really, and a lot more deserved no less. On my insistence, the President of France promised that Pierre Labarre would study the papers found in the bronze box. Otherwise, I would keep the papers myself. I am not joking. This is the next line in the book.
Oh no.
Yeah, I was a badass.
Oh no.
You just know that Bhutan learned the word badass like an hour before he wrote this part. It was like, I'm gonna put that in the book to be hip with the young people.
I'm now sad. I'm now sleep deprived SpongeBob. Oh. That image is funny and relatable.
Labarre's published report with his name written on it would assure him immortality in the academic world. That was the end of my archaeology activity. I could never top finding Joan.
What a fucking important arc that was totally important to the anime. This wasn't like this wasn't bigger filler than the freaking summer 8 episodes of that one anime I don't know the name of, but my point is that this was just fucking filler.
It really was. There was one thing I had planned on doing that had high visibility. Everything you've done has had high visibility. The International Olympic Committee had held a meeting in New York City, which, by pure coincidence, just happened to be where we spent half our time. The agenda leaked out. The IOC wanted to talk about skiing, and they hoped I would drop by. Reducing the Earth's declination to 5 degrees had been a wonderful benefit for the world, but it was a disaster for the ski industry. The American ski slopes were put out of business altogether. No, they weren't. A few European resorts could operate on their highest slopes.
Let's go have some fun for a change. If you know what I mean.
Shut up, Raptor!
I'm just trying to be funny right now. Please. I'm trying.
We showed up at the meeting. I sat in the audience while Steve helped himself to a seat on the stage with the IOC officials. Why? Invited to speak. Why? He said that I would raise islands along the coast of any country that wanted them, raise land bridges to the mainland for easy access, and slide 20,000-foot high mountains I'd carve from the ocean floor up onto these islands. I would carve the mountains according to the IOC specifications. They don't know. These ski resorts would operate all year long and would cater to millions. No, they wouldn't. I envisaged 4 of the mountains along the east coast, 4 more on the west coast, and maybe 2 in the Gulf Coast. I was flexible about creating these places in Europe, Asia, Africa, and South America.
No, how generous.
Okay, I'm back. Listen to Duhast and I'm back in action. Welcome back, Cameron. Steve said that I wanted a federal ski commissioner to deal with the horrendous political problems involved in building these places. It would take years to iron out the issues. I shouldn't be bothered with politicians. Steve then read the IOC, the Riot Act.
Teresa is not native. Oh no! Oh fucking hell! I misread that. Teresa is not naive. She knows
Bullshit.
She knows special interest will try to take over the resort and make them monopolies. That's not gonna happen. So every resort will be owned and operated by a corporation. But Teresa will own 55% of the shares. If she doesn't like what the corporation is doing, she will step in and kick butt. That's her deal. Take it or leave it.
You'd think they'd be happy with that. No, I
Why?
would not.
Why would we think that?
No.
They were.
You ruined the freaking Olympics, Teresa. Fuck you.
An official on the stage said, "The Winter Olympics have been cancelled for lack of snow. We will reschedule them for 2 years from now to coincide with the Summer Games year as in the 20th century, but none of the old venues can be used and there's no time to build facilities for indoor sports. We need a new mountain near a big city with indoor facilities already in place and lots of fresh water to make 10 feet of snow in a hurry."
You shouldn't freaking got rid of winter, Teresa. You freaking ruined the Olympics for everyone. I don't even like the Olympics, and even I'm mad.
Yep.
Anyway, what's that?
Steve asked. "In Lake Michigan, close to Chicago." Me and Steve and I, expressed our surprise. Was this guy nuts? I couldn't move that much rock around like Lake Michigan without causing an earthquake.
Oh, now you care about doing that.
You're freaking able to freaking move islands, Teresa. You're able to freaking move the capital of North Korea. What's different now?
People will ask for what they know you can't give, hoping you'll give them more than they deserve.
Huh?
Kenzie.
Where are we?
Impossible! Nothing can get through our shield! Bang!
Oh. Impossible.
I said, loud enough to be heard in the silent room.
Wow, that's the first time she's had a line in forever.
Teresa's back in action. Ha 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 ha.
That was the wrong word to use. Steve stared back at me for 2 minutes while everybody patiently waited. The tension was high. I was sure he was stumped this time.
Hey, hello there. We the
4-mile hike
we the war
so
fates.
close to a major city without causing horrible damage, and that was that. Then he smiled and looked up to heaven. I could see the little wheel spinning in his head. He was getting one of his crazy ideas. What was he thinking this time? Hello, Reader of Fates. Glad you could join us.
Oh, I thought it was we the war fates.
Yes. He continued.
Is it Steve or like the official?
Steve.
Okay. You need the mountain with all the slopes and level areas for a Winter Olympics.
Yes. The guy needed to be sent to an asylum. There was no way
sent to an asylum.
There was no way I could do that in Lake Michigan. I gave Steve the thumbs down sign, but he didn't give up.
When do you need this mountain, sir?
Who's saying what?
First line Steve, next line's official, I think next line's Steve.
Yeah. In 1 month, or there'll be no Olympics.
Give us the shape you need, and you'll have your mountain in a month.
Give us the shape of the mountain you need. Shape it like a mountain. I said,
Aren't we a little optimistic?
You crush rocks to raise islands. Dump crushed rocks in Michigan. What?
what?
Dump crushed rock in Lake Michigan? What?
Fucking no.
You could see how excited the IOC officials were at this amazing idea. They almost fell out of their chairs, craning their necks at me.
They.
The rock that high would be 30 miles wide.
I said,
Is Lake Michigan big enough?
it's 100 miles wide, said the IOC official who came up with the crazy Lake Michigan idea.
Who's reading now?
You.
The slopes will have 3-mile drops. How do you get 1 million people up the slopes?
We use a cable car system like San Francisco. The cable never stops moving. When a car is loaded with people, a simple device grabs the cable.
Okay, but all the athletes in the world will have to move to Chicago to practice. Why?
The IOC officials huddled together for a quick conference. Steve could only shrug his shoulders to show me his confusion. That IOC nut said to me,
Hello,
"What
nut.
about the Alps?"
What about them?
The tops of mountains are too steep to ski. If you filled in the space between 3 mountains with crushed rock, we'd get gentle slopes in a mile above the highest mountain peak. They would be covered with snow all year. I thought about that while the officials figuratively bit their nails.
Also, they never closed the quote.
Kenzie.
Okay, I'll do it.
The room was filled with cheers. By the time we got back to the apartment, scientists were on television saying the Lake Michigan mountain snow line would never get below 16,000 feet.
Damn,
I said,
that's no good. I'll make the mountain 25,000 feet high.
in a week, I programmed how to build the mountain. I had Hal crush ocean floor rock to find size, stretch out to a long, thin stream that wouldn't cause serious damage if it fell, and bring it down to Lake Michigan. Putting in all the needed contours of the mountain was simply a matter of moving this stream around. The IOC gave me a complicated design. One necessary feature was a long, widening road, 100 yards wide, to quickly shuttle huge crowds up to the 16,000-foot level where the snow would begin. These crowds would be moving between Chicago and the mountain every day to see all their favorite sports. In a month, the pile was ready. As soon as the rocks started coming down, doubts about my ability to pull this off vanished. The mayor of Chicago assembled an audience to make an announcement.
I'll be the mayor of Chicago.
Okay.
You guys stop it enough for now. Okay. Are you ready for this? I am negotiating with the IOC to make Chicago host to a combined simultaneous Summer and Winter Olympics. That's so radical, dudes. Radical.
Excuse me. The audience rose to their feet.
Funny attention, a funny joke.
It was an exciting idea.
No, it's not.
It had never been possible before, and a survey of the world's cities showed why it probably never would be possible anywhere else. No other city in the world and its surroundings was laid out in such a way it could handle the unimaginable visitor traffic like Chicago and its surrounding communities. Chicagoans went nuts.
Did you just say locals?
People quit their jobs to watch the spectacle on television. No, they didn't.
There's that good old confidence Norman Bouton has in people.
Shotguns release a lot of small pieces. They'll turn you into soup if you get in their way. But sure, small rocks moving at extreme speed wouldn't hurt you.
Mm-hmm.
I can see it now.
Said Steve.
Somebody trains a girl to win gold medals in both gymnastics and figure skating the same week.
I'm pretty sure that's illegal.
What the fuck are you on about, Steve?
Well, I have to see that.
The Winter Olympics had played second banana to the Summer Games because not that many people in the world stepped on the ski slopes. I would change that. The Lake Michigan mountain was gigantic. It was meant to accommodate 250,000 people at a time, with hundreds of slopes instead of the usual dozen. That was an anthill compared to the monster offshore mountains they were sketching in the newspapers. Mountains 60 miles wide that could take on over 1 million people. When I'd installed 60 or 70 of these giant ski resort mountains around the world, 100 million people could be on the slopes at once all year.
Remember when the start of this chapter was about, like, cells or some shit?
Yes. That's alright.
Well, that's the one plot point that just got dropped and quickly forgotten about. Everyone take a big old drink.
There was already talk of 1 million people taking up skiing. No, there wasn't. The poor Summer Games athletes would look around and say, "Hey, anybody watching us?" No, they're all skiing. No, that's not how anything works.
Also, I thought she got rid of winter, remember?
Yeah.
How is the Winter Olympics being held when she got rid of winter?
Good question.
Yes, that's what I'm asking right now. Why you still call it the Winter Olympics? Why even still have the Winter Olympics? Just have the Summer Olympics.
It's always hard to predict.
Also, on like the normal Olympics, like the Summer Olympics.
I don't know.
I don't know either. I don't care. This sucks.
It's always hard to predict what will happen. Everybody thought it would take 6 months for the Lake Michigan mountain to develop a snow cap down at the 16,000 foot level. We were all wrong. The mountain was not solid rock. It was a pile of crushed rock. This meant there was no source of heat from below, that is, from the ground and below ground. Telescopic infrared cameras showed that at high elevation surface rock temperatures fell below zero in one night. No, it didn't. Phew, we were wrong. Furthermore, rain
How'd you pronounce that again?
Phew.
Why?
Because I'm bored.
Okay.
Furthermore, rain and melting snow leaked into the pile between the rocks and quickly cooled the pile down to freezing point at lower levels. Finally, air temperatures at an altitude above 1 mile often dropped down below freezing at night. The net result was that the snow line reached down to the 5,000 foot level in a few weeks. Who knew?
Kenzie.
So much
That's
for
you.
scientific experts.
I said.
Oh God. You just know Norman Bouton's an anti-vaxxer.
Okay, did you know Captain Crunch's full name is Horatio Magellan Crunch? I did not know that either, Cameron. No,
Thank you, Cameron.
number 3 already.
Is Captain Crunch a colonialist?
I swallowed my toothpaste. That's my drink. Alright, Cameron says instead of the Summer and Winter Olympics, we'll have the Hot Olympics and the Cold Olympics. You can ski anything if you believe hard enough. Rock skiing is a thing. Phew, this band turned into a lisping ambulance for a second.
Yeah, you kind of did.
It'd take a long time to install lift systems up the mountain, but Steve and I didn't want to wait to try the slopes, so we made arrangements. There are helicopters specially designed for high mountain rescues like in the Himalayas. We had one of these helicopters brought to the United States. Yeah, we have those here. It flew up to near the top of the Rockpile Mountain. Since neither of us had any experience in skiing, we opted for one-man bobsleds. They were adapted from two-man bobsleds in which the driver steered and the man in the rear controlled the brake. In our sleds, the driver controlled the brake with a foot pedal. Mechanics had attached one motorcycle ice racing tire on each sled connected to speedometers to tell us our speed. The helicopter took us up to a level 24,000 foot high area. Nobody had ever skied or sledded at this height. The view was breathtaking. We could see Chicago miles below us, and all the land in the next 200 miles.
We should build a house up here.
I joked. Steve said.
It'll be hell on the mailman. That's so funny, Steve. I hate you so fucking much. I want you to get killed.
Jesus Christ.
I don't know, I'm with Raptor on this. Every square inch of our skin was covered with
I don't disagree, it's just that I wasn't expecting this from Raptor.
With impermeable material to protect against the severe wind chill effect of these conditions. We took off at the same time, each in our own sled. The helicopter flew ahead to guide us along the carefully chosen route. Where the hill was steep, we used the brakes to keep our speed down to something reasonable, like 60 miles an hour. Any faster than that would be suicidal. Oh no.
And we wouldn't want that.
Most of the time we let the sleds go free. It was a thrilling experience. The total distance down was something like 12 miles. Wow, what a ride. The skiers had something to look forward to. Okay. Okay, hold on, I need some water.
You have root beer, though.
I need water, not sugar. So we go from that immediately to... There was a food market a block from our New York apartment. I went there every day or two, stopping along the way to look at this or that store. I was always surrounded by government agents who had every secret security device you ever heard of, or you never heard of. When I had to stand still waiting for a traffic light to change, they made a tight circle around me to frustrate any sharpshooters who might be 500 yards away. No, that would not affect a sharpshooter in any way. The Secret Service had kept every president alive since Kennedy. I was even more important. You can always get another president. There was only one me. Actually, you're not important, Theresa. Hal is. I set out one morning, and it happened so fast I didn't see it coming. A fast-moving car hit me from the side. I flew over the car and landed on the...
Read it again. Read it again.
A fast-moving car hit me from the side.
Read it again.
I flew over the car and landed on the street.
Read it again.
Yeah.
A fast-moving car hit me from the side. I flew over the car and landed on the street.
One more time.
Jesus.
Yes.
A fast-moving car hit me from the side. I flew over the car and landed on the street.
Yes!
The government security men were all over me. They were smart enough to let me lie there. An ambulance came quickly, just like Steve. I was gently put on a stretcher and placed inside the ambulance. 2 EMS people. EMS people! You mean EMT? Oh my god.
What do you expect at this point? It's fucking Bhutan.
We're poking me all over. Cameron
Ooh, I
says,
say.
"It is done. The
Sounds a
evil
bit
is
rude.
defeated. The witch is dead." Ding dong, the witch is dead. We arrived at some hospital. I was wheeled into an x-ray room for some pictures. No, you were wheeled into the x-ray room for x-rays. Somebody did a blood draw. Then I was rushed to an operating room and placed on a table. There was already a team of 10 people waiting for me. Something was injected into my arm, liquid hate, and I went to sleep. Excuse me. I woke up one day later. No!
No.
With a body cast.
She's still alive.
Immobilizing my torso. Steve and my parents were in the room. I could tell from their faces they didn't have good news.
Yay!
Yay. Boo-hoo. This is what I sound like when I cry.
Trying to sound cheerful. To avoid the bad news, I asked.
What is beef?
I'll probably question when you get hit by a car. He's a Middle Eastern terrorist. He had somebody helping him to get the timing just right. He phoned your movements to the car driver, and the driver got in position. They must have tried a dozen times to get the timing perfect.
When do I get out of here?
It will be a while. Your back is broken.
Yes.
He stopped for a moment, delaying the worst as long as he could.
The doctor say you won't walk again. Yes. 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 Karma's a bitch.
I broke down and cried. This time I had a good reason
river.
and didn't have to hide it. I had a long cry to get it all out.
Yes.
Your pain is delicious.
The world's reaction was touching enough to preserve my faith in humanity. People organized in hundreds of kinds of demonstrations. Large groups of children were assembled to sing pretty little songs to give me hope. And I hate it again. Military bands and symphony orchestras gave special concerts in my honor. No, they didn't. Air Force planes flew over my hospital daily. Thousands upon thousands of people marched in silence in every city. There were pro-Theresa demonstrations even in the Middle East countries where people were beginning to understand the importance of the mountains I was starting to raise there. There was no importance. Lucas says, my final 2 brain cells are having a thumb war to see who can use the last bullet and end his pain. Suffer, witch, suffer. I cried every day. The loss I'd suffered at age 19 had no consolation. I don't have to mention the effect on my married life. But there were all the other things, the simple pleasures of walking through the park, of driving a car, of being independent, all were lost. It was like being a corpse.
Your pain makes me moist.
Yes, your pain is so freaking delicious. Yummy.
God damn it, Kenzie. I cried every day.
Yes.
There were weeks of physical therapy in the hospital. I had some feelings in my legs. No, some feeling. In some
Louisa had a strange
areas,
feeling.
She knew exactly what she meant. She has feelings.
in some areas of the skin called dermatomes. But I'd lost the use of my leg muscles. I couldn't walk. You know, for being all powerful, Hal's sure is shitting the bed on this one.
Right?
I have nothing for you, Teresa. You just have to wing it for the rest of your life.
Now,
Sucks to be you.
now I'm imagining it like that Life is Strange comic strip someone made. Like, Hal, you're not doing anything. What's this feeling I'm getting? Why are you like this? Hal, has this happened before? Yes. How many times, Hal? 96. Hal just keeps reversing time for her to get hit by this car and wake up to find out she's paralyzed.
Mm.
Steve
And won't
was...
stop until he reaches 100 times.
Cameron says, of course she has feelings. She's whamming. Her legs were quite
Canteen Raptors enjoys. Canteen Raptors. Okay, anyway. Canteen Raptor enjoyed Teresa's pain a little too much. Well, of course. Teresa is
We've
a bitch.
been waiting for this for a long time.
Yes, she fucked up the world, and now she finally gets what she deserves.
Steve was with me most of the time except during therapy. Gradually, I adjusted to my situation. I had the use of my arms, and that made me far better off than some people in this place. Steve was as
Jesus
loyal as a
fucking
husband
Christ.
could be. He told me 1,000 times he loved me and wouldn't let me down. Finally, the boring routine of the hospital ended, and I was brought back to the West Point house. A wheelchair ramp had been installed. After
They would have already had one.
After a couple of days, President Stinson came to the house. We traded small talk for an hour. She told me how much the world owed me. Oh my god. How proud I should be of my accomplishments. All of those cliches. Oh, fuck you. Which had it coming. Then she asked me about my plans. I had been thinking about that for weeks. Oh, here we go.
Yep. I'm getting into biology. Hal can work on matter one molecule at a time. If you think about that for a while, you can see that if you can work on matter one molecule at a time, you can do some really amazing things. Imagine what a surgeon could do if he could operate on one cell at a time. You could repair severed nerves. The spinal cord has a couple of dozen nerve tracks. I might be able to copy some other girl's spinal cord and rebuild my nerves.
I just want it to be like, imagine what a surgeon could do if he could operate on one cell at a time. The president's like, no.
Well, take a look.
Well, I mean, you shouldn't know. President Stinson must have thought I was losing my mind, but all
Imagine
she said
that.
was...
That's an ambitious project, you dumb bitch.
Isn't basic building code to have a goddamn wheelchair ramp? To be fair, I think she meant that they had, the ramp installed at her home.
Fine. Whatever. Yeah, and I don't want to get it done when I'm 90 years old. I'm working on another project. I'm working on ways to... Nope, give me a minute.
Boy.
Why take your moment? Apostrophe says, appropriate that she's paralyzed from the waist down because this book had no leg to stand on in the first place.
Got him!
Got him.
Surgery would take
I'll allow that.
Yeah, Cameron points out something here. Surgery would take bloody centuries if it took one cell at a time.
Yeah. All right. I'm just saying. I fucking called
Oh
it.
dear.
I'm working on ways to stop my aging.
There it is.
There are many ways to do it if you have how. For example, one reason cells grow old and die is they accumulate unneeded proteins. When the proteins clog the cell, it dies. I'll get Hal to squeeze out 5% of the fluid from my cells once in a while.
Sounds dirty.
The way the mathematics work, the unwanted proteins that are accumulating have a greater chance of being kicked out. Over time, the cell is stabilized. There are a lot of other techniques I'll look into.
The president must have thought this was all pure fantasy, but she didn't have Hal. That's
Oh my
chapter
gosh.
26.
Wow,
we
that was
finished
rough.
it.
Yep.
At last, we finished the last big hurdle in our journey.
I mean, Jesus Christ.
And then Lucas, oh, Mary, Mother, and Joseph. Mother, Mary, and Joseph. I will be your god, queen. You shall not stop me.
Uh-huh.
Okay, if there's anything like feeling consolation for this, the last two chapters are actually like kind of really short. So
Yeah.
well,
We have,
not really short per se, but
yeah,
they're shorter than this.
24 pages to go.
Yes, we finally reached it. The final level.
They
The final
wanna-
countdown.
They want to stop aging? Is the author projecting?
Haha.
Well, he is quite old.
Oh boy.
Oh, so
Yeah,
that was shit.
Yes.
Yeah, but guys,
That was
I
so.
think Thursday. I think that's gonna be it.
Yes.
Yeah.
It will finally be it. It will finally be the end. At long last.
And you
We're
all
free.
better fucking be there.
Yes, please be there so you can like and subscribe for our next series, which will follow up the success of it.
Oh, that was
Shit.
fucking painful.
Indeed.
Is this Project Axolotl originator of instant death disease?
Oh,
And yes,
God, this makes instant death disease look like the Iliad.
Yep. And yes, we're able to say
I want
instant death disease because it's bullshit. Unlike if you say candle jack.
But anyway, I want to be contagious with instant death disease because that was very ungood.
I feel like
I don't even know what I'm saying right now. I just feel so freaking drunk.
I feel like I've been injected with liquid hate.
And I just feel kind of tipsy.
So I would ask what everyone in the chat thought. I think we've been getting their feelings pretty well throughout the stream.
Yeah.
But just, okay, everyone, just take a moment. Let's just look at Marty dancing away there.
I like Marty.
He's a good boy.
Yes, Marty, you've been helping us throughout this entire adventure. You are savior, Marty, the Milk Mocha Bear.
Where were you for the last couple months, Marty?
Okay, Manny,
That's
idea.
my fault. Yes.
If you finally get around to doing that 24-hour stream, make sure the Marty gift on stream is like the freaking coffee gift where you give us the coffee.
Yes.
But I don't drink coffee.
But it's fitting.
I think I hear Living in the Sunlight by Ty Kim. I am so sorry, Cameron. Kind of tipsy. Either you're not drinking enough, or you've got the liver of a god. Best chapter yet because she's in a wheelchair. Now that is a good point. Apostrophe.
Yeah,
That is
but we had to
legitimately
go through.
funny.
But we had to go through so much bullshit to get there.
In the words of Toby, we had Sandy is like a Kinder egg. You have to break through the crummy chocolate of insanity to get to the disappointing toy of sanity. Only this time it's the chocolate of bullshit, and at the end of the freaking journey is the freaking disappointing toy of hilarity.
Yeah. Although that's another thing that we can compare to Life is Strange. There was the timeline where Chloe is in a wheelchair. I just remember when Cobe and Gemma streamed that one, when they saw her in the wheelchair, Cobe just cracked the fuck up.
Is that still up? I can check that out.
I don't know if that one is.
Damn it.
Yeah, I was disappointed to see that one go.
Well, I need food.
Yeah, I need sanity.
I need to play more Spyro the Dragon, because that's a good game.
Food.
To quote Toby, Raptor 2021.
That is funny.
Because Toby says funny things. I get it. Alright, well, thank you everyone for joining us for this special Saturday stream. I hope that your brains are still functioning well enough. And we will be back Wednesday for... I'm hoping hot and cold beans. I'll try and find some stories for this week. And then Thursday will be the Empress Theresa finale. So,
Yeah.
please like, comment, and subscribe. And we will catch you next time. Same bean time, same bean channel. Enjoy your weekend.
Bye.
Goodbye, everyone.